A little while ago I was contacted by a gentleman on Twitter. He wanted to give me a few 3D prints, and these are the ones he gave me. The Enterprise F, the Enterprise G, and the Titan A. Fine, I need to do things with these. I did one video with this, putting it together and making sure everything's flat, and it is very nice, and I have plans for the future of this. Well, in fact, all of them. He's got in touch again. He's got some more for me. Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here with another donation video. This time StarshipCollector has got in touch again. Right, here's a story. He got in touch with me quite a while ago over on Twitter, which is now obviously X, and yeah, and he mentioned, would I want a couple of prints? And I thought, right, fine, I'll just to see what happens, not expecting too much, but sent to the Titan A class, the Neo-Constitution class ships that we saw in Series 3 of Picard. Basically, both of them were in it, but I need to do mods on these because there's a lot of lines on this. I know he painted this and it looks pretty okay as it is, but I think I can do better. I can put some better decals on there, better paint job, sand down a lot of these lines. And this is the thing with these 3D prints. I would love a resin printer. So this is another big thank you to him for doing these. The Enterprise F is absolutely immense, massive, brilliant. He asked me not long ago, would you like, what would be your next ships you would like? And I was like, yeah, I can't ask you this every single month, but if it does, then I am happier than anything to StarshipCollector. There he is. I've got him in front of me now. He's on Twitter. He's also on Instagram as well. I'll put the links in the description again for that. Well, for his pages. If you want to just say hello and it's fine. Yeah, that's no problem. I asked a few things and I said, just cheekily, do this, do that, do that. I want an Enterprise G, not that one. I want the one that follows this in Star Trek Online because the ship looks massive and I really like the big beefy sort of ship to it, and it's been superseded by this little thing here. All right, fine, you know, these things happen, people put their own stamp on things. Then I mentioned a few other things. Don't worry, I'm going to get to the point now. So I mentioned a few, and I said, look, you know, we haven't seen a lot of ships on the Eaglemoss stuff, and could you do an Enterprise A? And before you say anything, here is the Enterprise A. Eaglemoss never did an Enterprise A from the end of Star Trek Beyond. Now this is a little bit rough and ready. It's been, I think I sanded a little bit, but the whole thing that you actually saw at the end of the movie was it being completely built at Yorktown Station. Needs a bit of filling, needs a bit of whatever else, and then a lot of sticker work, decals, all sorts of stuff. But it's these nacelles that look vile, horrible nacelles, with it really, really on the front. It's weird, but it's a ship we haven't seen. It is an Enterprise. So we do need this as part of the fleet. Granted, it's part of the Kelvin timeline fleet, but again, he's put these together as well anyway. There's a couple of little bits and stuff which will sand over, or they'll easily be able to get over those. No problem. So we have an Enterprise A now. I mean, again, it is, these things are going to be made eventually. And then I went, one of my favourite shows other than Star Trek is Blake 7. I have a Liberator. But my other favourite one is that is the Thunder Fighter from Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And this is a little bit of a rough, ready, smaller one anyway. And it's nice enough I can do stuff with this. It's probably a failure anyway, but there's some detail on there, there's some lines and whatever wants rubbing off there, but it's a full one. However, he did do a different print as well. So I think that's a piece that doesn't want to be in there. This is the main cockpit. This is all a bit of a reference anyway. So the cockpit goes there like that. This is a double cockpit because they actually did quite a few versions in the ship on the series, because I'm actually halfway through watching the series as it is. You had either two on the front, or they one on the front, one on the back, or you'd put Buck and Tweaky in the back and Wilmer in the front. So yes, all the parts in here, there's two engines which go in the back of here, the wings, the chairs, so that chair will go in the back of there, all sorts. So this is going to be a full model build, all being well on its own. So, get those in there and there, but I know there's a model kit out there for the Thunderfighter, and yes, I might get one, I might not. This, to be honest, is perfectly fine for me. The Blake 7 one I got is also the Titan Find model, which is absolutely brilliant. If you can find one, get one if you're a Blake 7 fan. If you can't, meh. Okay, so I've got all these separated out anyway, and here's one you've seen before, yes? No, because this one here is the refit, because it has the parts on the end. This is the standard Enterprise F. Again, whoa, bits there need cleaning down and whatever else. But this has actually got full saucer separation, and I think that is so cool. I mean, just for somebody to do a 3D mod of this for that, it doesn't fully fit there, but I think I could do a heating this to make this flush down into there. It's like tiny little niggle, I suppose, but this is an Enterprise F with full source separation. There was actually a thought that, wasn't it that this one could separate into three? I know there's a pod on the back there, but I thought you could get this into three parts as well, but I'm not quite sure. So, as another build, it's slightly smaller than that other model there, so I'm going to try and get this side, because we have a few here. Right, he said, well, I've got some other bits and bats and stuff that maybe you'd like or maybe you'd not. I'm like, yeah, please, throw them at me, throw them at me. So this is I think it's a Star Trek Online Reliant Miranda-ish class upgrade. That's fell off, obviously, but that will stick back in place there. It's very close to the ship that I fly in Star Trek Online, but it hasn't got the oval Enterprise E bridge, well, the saucer section there, but it's very short, stumpy, bit on top of there, which really does need a bit of clean work on it, but absolutely immense. Yeah, there's a gap down there. I could probably snap this and get those a bit more flusher in together. If not, it actually just feels pretty level anyway, and that would easily sand to nothing. That'd be absolutely perfect. But there's a couple little things I can do, no problem. So we have another ship there. I'm not entirely sure if they did call it a Miranda upgrade. Another one here. I'm not quite, because in the box as well, because it rattled around a bit, there are a few of these pieces here. I'm not quite sure if these are just, they probably are just sprues or whatever that came on 3D print. This one I wasn't too sure about. I was like, okay, this is kind of nice enough. I'm not sure where the ship was from until I turn it round. I was like, ah, this is the ship from Picard Series 3. I'm not saying spoilers, because by now you should have watched it by now. So this is the ship that the Changelings had, or at least their sympathisers on their ship. This is the ship that they had, because we remember Rolaren crashed into this Bussard Lecter right here. It's kind of strange because it's the underneath section, there's no back end part, but this is very slung forward, very much like a scorpion. If it's that way around, probably like a scorpion's tail on the back, but I do like that. Really, really nice ship. I forgot what the ship was called. No, is it a Trepid? Or something, I just can't remember it. Obviously this part here is a separate shuttle pit that goes on the back of there. I'm not sure if it comes with the sprues or not, but I would look into that. But that should attach into there. Maybe it probably attaches better. It does actually, into the back of that one. He says, while throwing it away. So, another ship. Brilliant. Don't worry, I'll get there eventually. And then another one here with lots of, there's two ships there, which I'm certain are exactly the same. But they're obviously failed prints, because there's bits on there. That could be sanded down, filled in. They're like little, I can't remember what they were. I don't know if they were on Picard or not. But very small sort of, they look like a bridge section that will come off. I just no, I haven't sussed that. Now it looks like kind of a section there where they'll come off, little winglets on the side there. These can easily be just painted up, register on the front, done, phaser bank on there, happy, really, really nice. Exactly the same, but obviously that one's not been glued on properly, but we can do that. Just need a good sand down there, so there's a nice decent surface to sand down onto. Another one, this more like the one that I use on Star Trek. I think actually it's that way around. Wasn't this the class of ship that was in? Actually, this is definitely a Picard era because of the nacelle. Yeah, Star Trek Picard era because that. But this again, that way around, looks very much like what I fly in Star Trek Online, which again I need to get into. Now, the biggest one out of this lot has to be the one here. Now I'm going to show you the back end of this to start with and see if you can figure out what this is. No? If anybody's screaming at it, then fine. It's actually upside down. So it must be that way. It looks like a Klingon ship. Yes? If it's that way around with so it would look like a Federation Klingon hybrid, but it's not. And anybody who has it that way around will know what this is. Massive open shuttle bay. We've seen this on one other ship so far, and this is older than everything on here. Ignore that, that's fine really. Older than everything on here. And the part goes onto here, like that. You got it yet? You all got it yet? And no, it's not Discovery if you say. If it's like the Mark 1 Discovery from the promo titles, that goes on there. Now, can you see it? Yes, this is the Enterprise NCC 1701 from the failed pilots of Phase 2 or Planet of the Titans, or what should have been the upgrade for the motion picture. And then they went for the most gorgeous ship I have ever seen. But I asked him, could you find us one of these? Actually, I think I'd give him the files, to be honest. But, yeah. Absolutely brilliant. So I can make one of these models. This is one of the models that Eaglemoss promised they were going to do. I think there's two variants, but I'm not sure what the other one is. And I think there was a strudel as well. But this one I think is a Planet of the Titans version. And it's absolutely brilliant to actually see the model up close. There was plenty of drawings, diagrams, all sorts of stuff. So somebody somewhere, massive, yeah, to actually just make one of these as a file. Needs a lot of cleaning up, obviously, but these are... I really do need to get on with some modelling. I mean, the way that the channel's gone lately, it's kind of gone off from the tech sort of stuff, and it's gone to more stuff that I really like, the starships, which is brilliant. I do love these, doing this sort of stuff anyway. I just need the effort, the time, and the patience to do them. So, actually, let's go over there. Yeah, it almost looks like it's fully there. See, the bridge looks so small. The top section looks so small, and then the massive back end, but they brought the engines way, way back. But this is exactly what they borrowed from Discovery. So, yeah, great. So a massive thank you to StarshipCollector. I really appreciate anything and everything that you send to me, anything like this. This is just beyond. If you want to yourself, anybody else out there wants to send something in that I can tinker with, play with, build or whatever, great. If it has to be a Trek, if it has to be any sort of technology, for anything, everything, just get in touch. Emails are in the description, messages, just message in the comments and all that sort of stuff. Please get in touch. If you want to help out so I can continue the channel doing a lot further than what I'm doing, then please become a Patreon. Ooh, that's balanced. Be a Patreon, links are down below. One day I'll stop doing this board, I really will, but at the moment it's quite funny. Be a Patreon. Please like, share and subscribe the video. And I'll see you... Well, I'm on social media as well if you want to have a chat as well. There's plenty of little outlets out there. Just Google my name, RetroTech Ralph. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And again, thank you for StarshipCollector for sending me these in. And I'll see you, everybody else, in another video. Bye for now.